All right, so Redfall. What can I say about Redfall? Oh, God. Redfall is a co-op vampire hunting, first-person shooter, always online, loot shooter, made by the same team that made Dishonored. And honestly, even if the game was really good, I would still be kind of sad because, I don't know, it's like, a loot shooter's it's like Borderlands, right? It's like Borderlands or Destiny or any of these games where you team up with other people or play solo and you got to be online and you go and you shoot a bunch of monsters or bad guys or aliens or whatever, and you get better and better loot. Like Diablo or something, right? But with first-person shooter perspective. You get better loot, you get a bunch of different guns, you go do missions, rinse and repeat. I guess this would be like if From Software, the developer behind Dark Souls and Sekiro and Bloodborne and Elden Ring, if they were making like a mobile gacha game or something, it might be a really good mobile gacha game, but it would still be From Software debasing themselves to make it, right? And here we have Arkane. Arkane, it's not like they have a perfect track record. I love Dishonored, but Dishonored 2 was kind of weak. But then Death of the Outsider was really good, and Prey was kind of a mixed bag. I liked the level design, and just the combat was Deathloop was cool, though, and had some really neat ideas going for it. I'll go all the way back to, the Dark Messiah of Might and Magic, with the super strong kick. That was a cool game. Arkane has a special place in my heart. Again, primarily because of Dishonored, which I think is just one of the best games out there, ever. Dishonored, of course, is like a action, stealth, first-person shooter where you have magic and you can either sneak through levels or you can fight your way through levels. And you have all these different powers, like teleportation powers, and you sort of, you develop new powers as you progress, and you have different ways of progressing through each level, taking down the bad guys that you're taking down. It's a cool game. It's just really great. And some of those things, some of that DNA does transfer into Redfall, where you can handle missions with stealth, you can take them more head-on. It has some similar aesthetic qualities. You see some of that, within all the Arkane games, or at least in most of them, there's some similar sort of aesthetic stuff that carries over. The way that, like the vampires in Redfall, I think they're designed really, really well. They look cool. Like, the art is great. I love it. But the game, just the gameplay loop itself feels so... What's the word? I don't know. It just doesn't feel like Arkane. Now, I haven't played a ton of this game yet, so this is just really early impressions. I'm going to play more. I haven't even played it co-op yet, because I was playing it before it came out. But I'm hoping to get some co-op in and try that out. But basically, you have an open world in this town of Redfall. It's basically been overrun by vampires and this weird cult. And you, early on in the game, establish the fire station as your base of operations, and there's different vendor NPCs there, and you go out and you run missions, and you get loot, and you get better loot, and you can tinker with your loot and level up, and you get different powers that you unlock, and you choose from several different characters, and each of them has different powers. And ideally, you're playing with 3 other players, and they're each playing a different character so that your different powers complement one another. It's fine. The powers are kind of cool. The gunplay feels super clunky. I just don't love it. Maybe I just need to get used to it. When you come from playing a lot of one type of game, like I play a lot of Call of Duty, and then you start playing another type of game like this, sometimes it feels bad. Sometimes you have to adjust your expectations. But I don't love the shooting. And if I'm playing a shooter, that's kind of like... It's kind of one of the core features I need to enjoy, is that I enjoy the shooting aspect of the shooter. Just like if I'm playing a third-person action game, I want to enjoy the action, the combat, the platforming, whatever. Say what you will about Jedi Survivor, Star Wars Jedi Survivor, and its performance issues, but the gameplay feels good. platforming, combat, all that stuff feels really good. It's different than something like Elden Ring, or Dark Souls, but it feels terrific. Here, I don't know. So far, not loving that. Just the gameplay. The world is cool. I think Redfall's an interesting place to explore. I don't feel like it's going to. And again, this is early impressions, but I feel like I would prefer it if this was a single player campaign with a deep story to explore instead of like this sort of overworld mission based co-op game. Also, like, I don't like getting, I'm playing a solo game. I don't like getting disconnected because my internet connection or something goes out or the game servers go down. Like, I don't like that. I'm really early on I was playing at one of the first encounters I had outside of the fire station, and I'm disconnected and put, sent back to the fire station. Now I have to go back to where I was because I don't know if it was my internet or the game or what it was, but I was kicked off in what was essentially at the time just a solo experience. So I don't know. This is where I'm at with it. It's an Xbox Game Pass game. So if you have Game Pass, you can just download it for free and try it out, and that's great. I think maybe it will develop into something that is popular on Xbox and PC because of that for Game Pass subscribers. I think that, when Sea of Thieves came out, I wasn't a huge fan of that, and that has proven to be, a game with staying power on Xbox, a co-op game, similar, very different games, but similar concept, right? A live service co-op game. And there's a lot of people who love loot shooters, and maybe this game, as it is polished and improved upon and gets more content, maybe it will become a very popular title. But for me, it's not what I'm hoping for from Arkane, and not really what I would expect from this studio, and that's disappointing. So I don't recommend it. What can I say? I'm going to play more of it, and maybe if I change my mind, I'll let you know. Especially with there's some updates that I haven't been able to check out, so I'm gonna check those out. I'll play some more. I'll try to play with my 12-year-old. We'll play some co-op, see if that makes it more fun. But ultimately, fundamentally, I just wish Arkane had made something different. This just feels like a project for a different studio, and they should stick to their strengths with games like Deathloop, Dishonored, so on and so forth. So have you played this game? What do you think? What's been your experience? I didn't encounter too many performance issues other than the disconnects and some weird menu glitches, but I don't know. What about you? Let me know. Be sure to like and subscribe. Hit the notification bell. Peace.
Got turned into freaks and you're still losing.
All right. That's it for now.